Hi guys, my name is CohhCarnage. I'm here with another Thoughts video, this time on Insomniac's Spider-Man. This is a game that I was going to pass originally. In fact, I got offered a sponsor thing for it,
Yuri,
and I
you're
was so
back.
kind of on
How's
the
your mom?
fence about if I would like it or not that I turned that down, and I told people for a while I didn't even know if I was going to play the game. I'm not a big comic book guy. I'm not a big comic book hero guy, so I didn't know if it'd really be for me. That being said, the reviews came out. It was very highly reviewed, and I said, you know what? I need to check this out. The reviews look awesome, and I need to see, well, if it's a good game. So I tried it. I just beat the game today, and I have to say, this game is awesome. I was very surprised. This is a game not only for Spider-Man fans, but this is a game for gamers, just in general. You don't even need to like Spider-Man to like this game. The characters are great. The voice acting is phenomenal. The web slinging and movement systems are second to none. They're really well done. The combat is super fluid. The reactions are super tight. The stealth parts are easy and quick. Even if you fail, you get put right back to them. The characters were well animated and voiced. There was some excellent camera work during some of the more action scenes. The story itself was extremely twisty and turny. Was on the edge of my seat at times. Some big reveals. I was really surprised, and at the end of it, especially the very end, I was taken aback thinking about how I could have missed this game if I had not tried it. And it definitely was something that dawned on me at the end that I am really glad I played this. To talk a little bit about the game itself, the main story and the gameplay is extremely fun. However, I do want to point out that unfortunately this game does suffer from what we've seen in a lot of some quality and some not quality titles that have happened in recent memory, and that is extremely generic open world mechanics. Even to the point where they don't even try to hide it. They just call them radio towers. And then those spawn repeatable events that you have to do all over the city. It's a boring, tired mechanic. And I have to admit that it's kind of unfortunate to see that in a game that I feel where the rest of the game is phenomenal. It's kind of got this stigma of generic open world gameplay tied to it. And I do know that some people are that the game and the character is good enough to carry some people to that 100%. I know a couple of my streamers friends have already completed the 100% and they enjoyed it. But for me, I as somebody who's not really attached to the character, even though I had a great time with the story and game, I don't like it enough to slog through that generic open world BS another time. I've already done it 50 other times in 50 other games. I've been doing it since the original Far Cry and Assassin's Creed. You know, it's almost 20 years later, guys. We got to come up with better ways to do this. And I feel that, you know, once I got done with the main game, there was so much awesomeness in what I did do that I just feel like the rest of it could be so much better if given the time. And it's clear that these devs know what they're doing. They could make an amazingly cool and interesting experience. But, you know, maybe it was time constraints. Maybe it was wanting to generalize the game to a larger audience. I don't know where the decision came down to kind of shoehorn in that generic open worldness, but unfortunately, I do feel it's kind of an anchor. And I do hope that in future games, they try to make it at least a little bit more interesting. Because, yeah, in my opinion, that is probably the worst part of the game. And I would have felt it was a lot more enjoyable if the open worldness had been more intuitive, more interesting, a little bit less just straight up grindy, which is what it is at this point. But yeah, I do want to say that even though I just said a bunch of relatively negative things about it, this is still an extremely good game. Just the main story is enough to carry it. And also, to the devs' credit, you don't need to do any of the open world stuff if you don't want to. In fact, the game at numerous times throughout it, Spider-Man will say, hey, it's time for me to go do stuff around the city. You don't even need to. You can just run around for a little bit and the main story will pick up in just a couple minutes and you can completely bypass all that side of the game. So that's what I did, and that's one of the reasons I ended up really enjoying it. So yeah, kudos to you, Insomniac. I was extremely pleasantly surprised by this game. One of the best main quest line and stories I have played all year, and a very powerful game. Well done, and I can't wait for more. So this has been a thoughts video on Spider-Man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm very much looking forward to playing more Spider-Man in the future. We'll probably be checking out the DLCs because I'm very interested to see the further development. We're going to see the after credit scenes, which I'm not going to spoil. Were very fun and definitely open the door to some interesting new things we could see in this world. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you in future thoughts videos, and we'll see you next time.